Back now on Try Today, and for a long time now, we've been sort of doing in dribs and drabs information to give to you about our park in Greensboro and what's going to be there, what it entails, and how it's going to look. And we've shown you architectural renderings. We have some more information for you, and it's getting closer and closer. I want to do that right now with two very special guests. Lori Bates, our director. Let's meet him right now. On my immediate right is Denise Caruso, and Denise is the executive director of the Greensboro Downtown Parks. Next to her, Dabney Sanders is chairman of the steering committee for the Public Art Endowment. They're both here on behalf of the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Denise, tell us what parks you oversee and your purview there.
Sure, it's the new LeBauer Park and then Center City Park, which has been there for about 10 years.
Absolutely. Now, when is, I'll ask you the big question again, when will LeBauer Park be open?
We're looking at July 15th.
Now, what can we expect to see when we have the big opening? When people go down there and maybe they don't even know about downtown Greensboro because they're from somewhere else, or what are we going to see when we...
Sure, so the park was designed with activations in mind. So there's really cool features that people will be able to really enjoy. There's a dog park, there's an interactive water feature, there's the Carolyn Labart.
An interactive water feature? What do you mean an interactive water feature?
It's a fountain you can get in and play.
You can get in there, because we used to get yelled at for doing stuff like that as kids.
Well,
so
this one's designed for that.
This is great for families then.
Yes.
And the dog park and everything.
Yes.
Oh, that's just so cool. Now, Dabney, tell me about the sculpture that we'll see at the park. Again, in case people have missed some other episodes where we've sort of shown some renderings and whatever, it's getting close to being a real thing now. What are we going to see in that? What does it symbolize?
Well, we're really excited about this Janet Eckelman piece that is called Where We Met. It'll be suspended over the great lawn of LeBauer Park. And Janet looked at the history of Greensboro in particular, and she took a map from, I think, 1896 of all the rail lines that were bringing cotton to various textile centers from across the state. And she used those points of intersection as part of the design of the piece itself. So you'll see a structural net that hangs that sort of forms the framework, and then underneath that is a sculptural net. Beautiful colors. This will be suspended, 50 feet in the air. It'll be just a wonderfully amazing piece of work for people to enjoy.
What do you think is interesting about the way she's interpreted it?
Well, I think it is a way that really honors such an important part of Greensboro's history with the textile industry, and yet it does it in a very forward-looking kind of modern way.
That was really innovative of her to go back to the maps and sort of get inspiration from that. That's just amazing. Now, I understand also, Dabney, that the Greensboro Historical Museum is going to be running a special exhibit that I assume is going to tie into the park. Now, what is that all about, and when will it be up and running? And tell me some things about that.
Yes, so we're really pleased that the Historical Museum is doing an exhibit called Weaving Wonder with Historical Threads. And they were intrigued by this idea of looking at the textile industry and looking at how public art oftentimes can tell stories of history. So it is an exhibition that really looks at Janet's piece, looks at where the inspiration came from, this textile history. It's certainly looking at families like the Armfield family and the LeBauer family history involved in this. And then it also will have a kiosk, an interactive kiosk that has many of Greensboro's public artworks that you can look on the map, find where they are, learn a little bit about the artist and the history of the piece as well.
I just think that's great how this is all being coordinated. Final thing before we run out of time, Denise. Now, how can the public support this effort in the park and all you're doing?
Sure, we have an opportunity where you can take a seat. That's where you would name a chair. You can find information on our webpage, which is greensboroparksdowntown.org.
All right, let's say that again, because I want to make sure I write it down. Greensboro Parks.
greensborodowntownparks.org.
Okay. And they can find out all about that and how they can, support it and so get their name on something.
Exactly, and the donations will go towards the programming in the park that will be free.
Dabney, very quickly, how is this going to benefit the community in general, do you think?
Well, we know that public art is something that we all love to see in other communities when we travel, and to have a piece of this magnitude and scale and with an artist of the caliber of Janet Eckelman, we think it'll be a real iconic piece for Greensboro.
I agree with you. Now, I want to put up on screen the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro website is up there, and again, greensborodowntownparks.org is what Denise mentioned before, so both of those have good information. Denise and Dabney, thanks.
Thank you.
Great, thank
for doing
you.
This. Be right back.